I'm cutting the countdown short, guys, by 35 seconds because Chris Cartwright hit the nail on the head with what might be my least favorite special edition change of all time. Anyway, how's everybody doing? It is 11:58 a.m. here in Florida, and I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for probably, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour or so. We're going to a Halloween store later with our daughter, and she might go ahead and pick out a costume. She hasn't really decided what she wants to be. Unfortunately, I have to work on Halloween, which is a big bummer. And not a conventional job, you know. My shifts are 24 hours, so I won't be able to trick or treat, which is a huge bummer. But it is what it is. Next year. But welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. This is a topic that I've rarely talked about on this channel. I don't think the special editions have ever come up on the HelloGreedo YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. But it is a topic that I really don't ever get sick of talking about because it's fascinating to look at it from an outside perspective in terms of like movie production and all that kind of stuff, and trying to get into Lucas's head as to why and kind of the fight to get the original versions out in an official capacity, to preserve them in a way, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of angles to saying we're talking about the special editions than just being, you know, bitching and moaning about what we don't like about them, right? There's a lot that goes into the discussion beyond I don't like Vader yelling no, right? But it is fun. It's fun. Anyway, welcome, guys. Chris and Dashy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Chris and Mr. Dashy. Let's see. Chris says, my favorite Star Wars movie has always been Return of the Jedi, but I cannot stand what they did to Cy Snoodles and the Max Rebo band scene. 500 times more annoying than Jar Jar. Long-time fan, by the way, been watching since 2014. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you so much for sticking around all these years. You were in the build-up of the Force Awakens episode 7 excitement, right? That was a really fun wave to ride. But I'm with you, Chris. I'm not a fan of the special editions. Obviously, I don't understand why. I wouldn't have a problem with them if we had like a side-by-side release, an official release of the original versions. Then yeah, let the special editions live on. I don't care, right? But the fact that we don't have that and we have to resort to some amazing fan edits, which are incredible, like Despecialized by Harmy or Project 4K77. At the same time, I still want that original version in an official capacity, right? So, but Chris, that scene, I almost, whenever I watch, like whenever it's on TV, on TNT or something like that, I always just sit there kind of with my jaw open. Like just how dumb it is. It just, I always liked Lapty Neck way better. It's a da 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 da. It fits the vibe. It has like kind of a little grungy sound to it, a little punk sound to it. It sounded a little seedy, and now it's these big CGI characters, and it's I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain. It's such a weird change. I don't really get it. It overpowers the scene. It's somebody help me figure out why I don't like it. There's a factor of that. Yeah, it's not the original, so I'm obviously not going to like it, but it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. Especially when you throw like I don't know, like mid-90s CGI characters in the middle of a bunch of practical costumes and creatures. It just stands out like a sore thumb, right? I don't know, but it's annoying. I would agree. It's more annoying than Jar Jar. I don't know. It's weird, man. And it's probably one of my least favorite, like, you know, there's other ones that kind of that changed the tone of a scene even more than that. And Vader yelling no, yeah, it kind of ruins the silent redemption in a way. But that one is just unnecessarily dumb, right? But anyway, Chris, I appreciate you sticking around all these years, man. Cheers, and thank you so much for that channel support this now afternoon. And Dashy93, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Dashy says, Vader screaming no is the worst to me. Yep, I just mentioned it too. Also, did you know Jaws got re-released in IMAX recently? Saw it on Saturday, and it was incredible. Yes, it's actually going to be releasing around me soon. I think there's a few theaters that are showing it around here right now. But the IMAX theater in Jacksonville is going to be showing it later this week, I believe. I think. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to seeing it, unfortunately. My schedule is... you guys know, my schedule's weird. It's unconventional. And, you know, if I'm not working, I'm watching my kid, my daughter. So, I don't know if I'll be getting around to seeing Jaws in IMAX, unfortunately, because it's going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime, potentially, thing, you know. Yeah. Which is a bummer. But I hope you... I mean, I love... Jaws is probably... You know, I have a list of, like, top 5 favorite movies of all time. And depending on the time of year, Dashy, Jaws is at the top. Like, when it's summertime and we're watching Jaws on July 4th, it's my #1 movie of all time, you know. I love it. I think it's the best movie. It might be the best, most... I love it. I love everything about it. Oh, one sec.
Star Wars trilogy. You need to watch the original versions. Cool. Are they on Disney Plus? Well, no. I won't bother then. And that's the worst thing, emo.
But thank you so much, Wario. Give me one sec, man. Yeah, Dashi, me and my wife used to have a tradition. We lived in a house kind of downtown Jacksonville, and we had a really cool backyard. We got it bricked in. We had a huge oak tree in the backyard, and I bought a projector and like a big pull-down screen, and we would sit, and it had a huge fire pit back there, so we would like have a fire in July. I don't know why, maybe to keep the mosquitoes away. And we would watch Jaws on the projector, projected on the side of our garage in the backyard, and get some beers, and it was a tradition that we did for many years. But it is a beautiful 4K Blu-ray, I will say that. Anyway, man, cheers. I appreciate the hell out of that. And Vince, Oscar, Alkin, and Wario, thank you guys so much as well. Vince says, in the Aliens Special Edition, when they show Newt and the colony before the events of the film and remove all mystery. That's not a real thing, Vince, is it? Holy shit, I didn't know this existed, man. Aliens Special Edition. I had no idea that this existed, Vince. So, I'm going to read this little blurb. Some of you guys probably didn't know either. Maybe I'm just oblivious. Aliens, the sequel to Alien, right? The special edition of Aliens is an extended version of the 1986 film, first released on the Aliens Special Collector's Edition Laserdisc in 1991. It adds several new scenes to the film, including glimpses of life at the Hadley's Hope colony before it's overrun by the xenomorphs, expanding the runtime by around 17 minutes. Its creation was overseen by Aliens director James Cameron. Yeah, I've never seen this, but I would not like that. I don't think I'd like that at all. You don't. That's unnecessary. You understand. you understand everything you need to know about the colony from Newt. She is the colony. You see the decimation, the destruction of the colony. You recognize that everyone is dead and missing, and eventually you see them, like, I don't know, command stripped to the walls. You get it, right? That is a completely unnecessary addition. I think it would definitely detract from the mystery of what happened and everything. That's a bummer. I didn't know that existed. I've never seen it. I own the Aliens like anthology Blu-ray box set. I honestly don't know if I've ever watched them, but I own it. And I don't know what version's on my Blu-ray. Interesting. Differences. God, that's a fun movie. What a great sequel. You want to talk about greatest sequels of all time? Yeah, The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, duh. But Aliens, man. Aliens. Like, and Terminator 2, right? But Aliens, the first Alien was so suspenseful, so slow-paced, nowhere to run. You know, there's one threat. And then they could have done something similar, but no. They take it in a completely different direction. And I loved it. I loved it growing up. I watched Aliens so much growing up. Interesting. I love that movie. What does that have on Rotten Tomatoes? Let's see. 98. Hell yeah. God, that's such a good movie. The original Alien has a 98 too. Alien 3 is when the prison colony, or is that Alien 4? Which one is... Yeah, Alien 3 is the prison colony, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't really remember that one. I know I've seen it. Alien Resurrection. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Yeah. Sometimes like for me, the only Jurassic Park movie that exists is the original Jurassic Park. The only Jaws movie that exists is the original Jaws. The only Alien movie that exists is Alien 1 and Alien 2. You know, that's how it works for me, at least. Anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Oscar Rodriguez, Alkin Warrior, and the French Canadian Wolfman, thank you so much. Is anybody off for Labor Day today? Is that anybody hanging out in the chat off for Labor Day? Oscar says, Laptinex sounds like FM's You Make Loving Fun. I think somebody's brought this up before. It might actually have been you, long time ago. You Make Loving Fun FM. Fleetwood Mac. I think it might have been you that brought it up. If not, I know somebody has brought it up before. And I can't listen to it right now on the stream because this thing would get taken down for copyright. But I'm gonna definitely listen to this after and kind of compare. You Make Loving Fun by Fleetwood Mac. Sounds like Lapty Neck according to Oscar, and I can't remember. I can't even think how that song goes, but yeah. Anyway, Oscar, I'm going to keep this up and listen to it after the stream for sure. And Alkin, thank you so much. Alkin says, I've always hated that horrible CG Jabba they inserted into A New Hope. It breaks the flow of the movie and is an anticlimactic introduction to Jabba. Yeah, that's my biggest problem with that addition there. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar, but maybe there's one person in here who's not. That scene of Jabba the Hutt in the hangar with Han Solo in A New Hope in the special edition, it was not originally in the movie, right? They originally shot it with a man walking next to Harrison Ford, and that the scene was just a guy wearing, from what I remember, like a vest, and like, was it a fur vest? It almost looked like. And that was the scene. It was just a guy walking around. And then, that they deleted that scene when the movie released in 1977, and for special editions it popped back up, and there was a mid-90s CGI version of Jabba the Hutt in place of the man. And look, that the original special edition version and the Blu-ray all the versions that they've ever had of that CGI Jabba look bad. But more than that, it's easy to say it looks bad just because it does. The reason I don't like that scene is because, you hear the name Jabba the Hutt through 2 movies, and then you see him in the third. In A New Hope, you hear about Jabba the Hutt. Han Solo owes him debts. In The Empire Strikes Back, you hear about Jabba the Hutt, and you don't know who this guy is. You don't know what this guy is. And then in the third film, Return of the Jedi, you finally see him. It's a 3-film payoff to learn about this character. It's a long game. It's interesting. You had to wait. You had to be patient to figure out who this Jabba the Hutt guy is. That's cool. That's interesting to me. Now that mystery is just stripped away, and you see him kind of slithering in the hangar in some horrible CG, the CG is what it is. It's mid-90s CG. It just looks bad. No getting around it. But the mystery is what sucks for me. The killing of that mystery, But anyway, cheers, Alkin. I appreciate that, man. Wario Will, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Wario Will says, quote, "I've never seen the original trilogy. Oh, you need to watch the original versions. Cool, are they on Disney Plus? Well, no, I won't bother then." And that's the worst thing in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. Like, if they release them on Disney Plus, which honestly I don't know if it'll ever happen. I'm sure there was like a handshake like agreement between Disney and George to where the original versions will be locked away and the special editions are what they are, But if they were on Disney Plus, that conversation would be way easier. And you could have a lot of people kind of seeing the original versions as they were seen as the movie aired. The original versions that won a bunch of awards. The original versions that kind of put the franchise on the map. The original versions that the world saw for the first time. It's a time capsule, And maybe some kid in 2022, or even an older person in 2022 that has never seen the Star Wars movie, they might see special edition. They might see, new CGI, new scenes and stuff like that. They might think it's going to look awesome. They might not know any different. I get it, but I think seeing the original version of something, the way it was originally seen, by the world, to me, that's important. That's important. And it's I love 4K 77. I love what Harmy did with the despecialized editions. And for somebody who's computer literate, they're easy to get. I know where to download them. But for somebody who's never seen Star Wars and doesn't want to go through the hassle of like torrenting something or doesn't know how to get something like that, they're not going to go out of their way. They're just going to watch the shitty Jabba hanger CGI, you know. Anyway, I appreciate that, Wario. Man. In the French Canadian Wolfman, thank you so much for the channel support as well. My most hated, Wolfman says, my most hated change is Ben's crazy scream. It's so cringe. But it's a crate dragon. Yeah, it's I remember the first time that I ever heard it, and it's one of those things where, it's one of those things where, like, I remember watching it, and thinking to myself, even at that young age, is my memory faulty? Am I not remembering this correctly? You know what I mean? Is this how it's always? Like, something seemed off. Because it was. But in my head, I'm starting to question my memory of this movie I'd seen by that time. I don't know, countless times, really. So it was weird. It was weird, man. Same thing with, I remember the celebration song at the end of Return of the Jedi. What's that called? Oh my god, what's that called? It replaced Yub Nub. What is that called? I can't remember. Why can't I remember that? Oh, that's going to bother me. Somebody's going to say it in the chat before I can think of it. I'm going to have to rely on the chat. I can't think of it. I can't think of it. But, what is that called? Can't continue this thought until Victory Celebration. Thank you, Wolfman. Like, I remember watching Return of the Jedi Special Edition, and I'm sitting there waiting for Yub Nub, waiting for Yub Nub, waiting for Yub Nub, and I'm like, this seems different, but maybe it's my memory's faulty, and maybe it's later than I think. Maybe Yub Nub comes later, and it never comes, and then the credits hit, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Oh, they changed this movie. Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, it's so pretty over the top. Anyway, Wolfman, I appreciate it. Yeah, Victory's... So, here's my thing with Victory Celebration. It's a great song. Great song. Now, I love Yub Nub. It's the original. It's what I grew up with. Victory Celebration is more... It's more somber. It's not as triumphant as Yub Nub. And I think that's because it takes into account the story of Anakin. You know, it takes into account. It's still a celebration, but it feels more somber, right? You're not cheering for. You're cheering for the destruction of the Empire, but now you have the context of Anakin, despite the special editions being released before the prequels came out. You have the context. You eventually have the context of a bigger picture of Darth Vader's story. So it's not as jump for joy and shoot your guns in the air and party. It's more, we won this, it's sad. You know what I mean? We won this, it's sad, we've lost some friends. I like it. I do like it, but, you know, man, original versions are... Yeah, you know me. I'm HelloGreedo. Anyway. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much. Wolfman and Vince, once again. Oscar says, old Anakin's ghost returned in Shadow of the Sith. Oh, no kidding. Let me keep Fleetwood Mac up here. Shadow of the Sith. That didn't come out. I think you mentioned it recently in a live stream. Yeah, that came out this year. I need to pick that up. Let's see how much it is on Kindle. $15. Cool. I'm not going to buy it yet because I just bought a book that I'm going to read. Andy Weir's book. I think it's his latest book. Project Hail Mary. I think it's his latest. Came out a couple years ago. What year did this come out? 2021. Oh no, that's the Audible release date. Oh, maybe that's also. Okay, yeah, came out 2021. Andy Weir, he wrote The Martian, and I read that before the movie came out, and really enjoyed it. And I want to read. I've never read another one of his books. I think he only has 3, which is good. I mean, it's not like, yeah. So I'm excited to read Project Hail Mary. I want something like that. I'm in the mood for something like a little more hard sci-fi, I suppose, science fiction. I don't know if you'd consider it a hard sci-fi. It's not like Red Mars or something like that, but yeah. Anyway, I will eventually read that, Oscar, just because in terms of Star Wars books that are out right now, it's definitely at the top of my list. It's piqued my interest more than any of the other ones. Oh, that's good to hear, Chris. Nice. Yeah, I'm super excited, man. Like, I thought about it. I have a Kindle. I used to read all the time when my daughter was like a baby. You know, I'd rock her to sleep for an hour, and I'd just be rocking, and I'd be reading on my Kindle, and now I want to get back into it. Like when I'm at the fire station, you know, once I get all my shit done and studying for different things, having some downtime that's not just looking at your phone and bullshit, and I'll have some time to read a book, and I'm excited to check that out. The Fridge Canadian Wolfman, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Wolfman says, I had the opportunity to buy the fan-made Despecialized in Blu-ray on eBay before they were taken out. Ha ha ha. Taken out. Oh. You have you ever listened to the interview that I had with Harmy? Some of you guys might not be familiar. Let me see. Some of you guys might not know that I did that. Here we go. So I'm going to link it in the chat. Oops. This was 2 years ago, almost to the day, I interviewed Harmy, on my channel. We talked for a couple hours. Part 1 is on my channel and part 2 is on his channel. And we talk about people buying and selling his fan-made, his Despecialized edition. Harmy is the guy who made the Despecialized editions. And we talk about that. And, like, he made it, he released it online, and he doesn't take any money from it. It's a fan project. It's a project of passion. And everybody who sells it on eBay, he tells people not to buy it on eBay. He's like, yeah, you can go to like the originaltrilogy.com and look at how to download it for free and all that kind of stuff, because he's not legally allowed to make money off of it, right? He's like, yeah, everybody that sells it on eBay just downloaded my file and burned it to a disk, and they're making money off of my work, and it pisses him off. So if anybody's out there, I know Wolfman did, but if anybody's out there, yeah, he would rather you download it for free because it's a project of passion than buy it on eBay and give some asshole money for just downloading a file and burning it to a DVD. But hey, you got him. You got him, Wolfman. And you oh man, I haven't heard this in a long time. Let me see. That's the voice of Harmy. I don't know if you can really hear that. Oh, you can't hear that at all, actually. You can't hear that because I had it muted.
I mean, Empire is probably like objectively
This
a better
is
film.
Harmy's voice.
From many points of view, but to me, the original Star Wars is the most complete.
So we had like a
story.
We had like a 2-hour conversation.
So yeah, I think for me, the original Star Wars film is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Is that the one you watched the most of as a kid, you think?
Definitely. Although the main reason for that was for a while that was the only Star Wars film I had on VHS.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're from the Czech Republic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when was kind of Star Wars introduced over there? When was it kind of first seen?
Well, I think the official premiere was in 1992.
Oh, interesting.
After the so-called Velvet Revolution.
Wow. Yeah, I want to listen to that again. If some of you guys might have heard that interview. There's a good chance a lot of you guys have not. So just click on the link that I posted, or Google Harmy HelloGreedo and go to my channel. It'll be there. But yeah, I might listen to that soon. That was a good conversation. We saw eye to eye on almost everything. I think we're pretty much the same age. I'm 36. I think he's right around my age as well. Yeah, good conversation. As I said, the first part of the conversation is on my channel. The second part is on his channel. But yeah. Yeah, good talk. I mean, you should, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, Wolfman, check it out. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. I'm getting a little cold in my nose. I don't know if you can hear it on my voice. And Mr. Vince, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Vince says... oh no, Vince! Thank you for being a member for 37 months. That's a long-ass time. Vince says, the change after the Bespin duel when Vader calmly orders alert my Star Destroyer to prepare for my arrival instead of the cold bring my shuttle. It's, yeah, little weird things like that. Like, I like that line, the new line. But it's so interesting to me why very, very tiny lines of dialogue like that were changed. Like, why? What's the reason? Like, I can't imagine Lucas sitting down, and maybe I'm wrong, but I can't imagine him sitting down and, like, worrying about this single line of dialogue for 2 decades and then wanting to change it. There's a few instances of that. Luke has a couple. There's one on Dagobah. I can't remember exactly what it is, but like, yeah, a single line of dialogue will just be changed. Yeah, there's a few like that. What is the? Let me see. Empire Strikes Back, Luke, Dagobah change. Dialogue. I think it's on Dagobah. Dagobah after R2 gets swallowed by that thing, whatever. The original by Luke, you're lucky you don't taste very good. Yeah, okay, so in the original version, after R2 gets swallowed and spit out on Dagobah, Luke says, you're lucky you don't taste very good. And in the new version, he says, you were lucky to get out of there. Yeah, so, like, little subtle weird dialogue changes like that. I don't know. It's weird, man. Yeah. Yeah, Captain Retro. Captain Retro says Luke screaming like Palpatine down the ventilator shaft on Cloud City. I can't unhear it. That's a weird one. I actually think they took that out for the Disney Plus version. It might have been the Blu-ray, actually. Luke, Scream, Cloud City, change. I spelled city, C-I-D-Y. I'm tired, man. I didn't go to bed till like 2 in the morning. I woke up at 6. Forgive me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that got changed back at some point. I'm pretty sure that got changed back at some point. Trying to figure out where. The Yell. Okay, so it was removed back in the year 2000. Okay, the DVD didn't have it. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that Luke. Some of you guys might have not even heard it. The Luke scream is. I don't think it's any. I think the only version it's on is the midnight, like the 1997 version. Interesting. Sometimes you just gotta wonder why, right? You gotta wonder why. George realized I may have gone too far in a few places. Jason says, I literally have no clue what you're talking about. Good, then you have a healthy relationship with these movies. So yeah, in the special editions, Luke like screams as he's falling down the shaft in Cloud City. That's the only version of the movies. You know, it's not in the original version. It's not in the DVD version. It's not in the Blu-ray version. It's not in the Disney Plus version. Just in the special editions, Luke, yeah, you could probably find it on YouTube, but Luke lets out a scream as he's going down the Cloud City shaft, and yeah, kind of forgot about that. Yep. Man, it's kind of fun. I haven't really thought or talked about a lot of this stuff in a long time, so it's all coming back to me now. It's one of those things that, you know, researched for like a solid decade on the channel. And, yeah, it's interesting to kind of discuss some of these minor changes. You know, obviously in the front of my mind is the Cantina scene and Jabba and A New Hope and Jedi Rocks and all that kind of stuff. But subtle little lines of dialogue like that I kind of forgot. Yep. Vince, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Vince says, wanted to recommend this to everyone before I jet because I watched it again. The beginning, making episode 1 doc is incredibly entertaining. See ya. Oh, it's one of the best movie making documentaries of all time. It's so, I don't know how to describe it. It's so fly on the wall, you know? It's not like a documentary where, in the beginning, there was a movie called Star Wars, and the whole world saw it, and it changed cinema. No. It's just like, it's like if you were there with a camera, and you're just kind of filming. I love it. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I used to watch it a lot when it first came out. That thing's been out for a long time now. Like 15 years, right? The beginning? Making of episode 1. It's been a long time. When did that come out? Oh, okay. 2001. So it's older than I thought. 21 years ago. It's older than I thought it was. Probably came out on the DVD, right? Maybe? I don't really remember. This documentary is featured on the 2-disc DVD for The Phantom Menace. Okay. Yeah, and it's free on YouTube. And maybe it's on Disney Plus. I really don't know. I love that documentary. It's a fascinating look at the George Lucas and the making of those movies and how everybody around him acted and during the production. And yeah, if you guys have never seen it, the beginning, the making of The Phantom Menace, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have, but you need to. It's a really fascinating look of how George Lucas works, how these movies were made, or how The Phantom Menace was made, at least. But yeah, Disney Plus, it was a magical experience, and we're family, and we're all best friends, and there was never any drama involved in making $1 million TV show. Yeah. It's funny to me. That's funny. Yep, exactly, Vince. Storm. Yeah, it's a great documentary. That's a good one to, like, if you've seen it before, if you got like a bunch of laundry to fold, you just throw that on, and it's a good just kind of veg out while you're doing something else. If you've never seen it, sit there intently and watch it. Take care, Vince. Have a good Labor Day. I appreciate the support, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, man. What's up, Mando Man? Sorry guys, I was reading I was looking at used copies of a book. Mando Man says he just saw Grizzly Man. I remember when that first came out. I bought it on DVD. What's his name? Timothy Treadwell. That's right. Yeah. Werner Herzog. That's a great documentary. It'll make you feel a little weird, but that's a great documentary. Grizzly Man. When did that come out? Because I remember getting it when it was like right after I graduated high school. Yeah, 2005. I graduated high school in 2004. Then this came out in 2005, and I probably saw it in 2006, maybe. Because I think I first saw it when I moved down to Orlando to go to a college for like 6 months, and then I dropped out and joined the military. But I remember watching Grizzly Man a couple times, and yeah. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Grizzly Man, it's one of those kind of documentaries that just kind of looks at an individual who's a little eccentric and a little different, and you know, those kind of documentaries are always fascinating that hone in and pinpoint on an individual who you otherwise maybe never would have ever heard of, and through the power of storytelling and documentary magic is able to make this guy be a pretty fascinating subject of a documentary. Yeah. Grizzly Man. Yeah. And Darth Nicholas, thank you for coming in with the final super chat channel support of the stream. Before I jet, I'm gonna go to the Halloween store to pick my daughter up a Halloween costume, maybe, if she makes a decision. It's still early, right? It's not even October, but yeah. Darth Nicholas, thank you so much. Darth says, hope you're having a great Labor Day, HG. My least favorite changes are Greedo shooting first and Jedi rocks. Don't even get me started with CGI Size Noodles. Her Clone Wars song was better than Jedi Rocks. Yeah, that was actually... We're starting this stream with the same conversation we're ending it on. That's funny to me. Yeah, that's might be my least favorite change of all time. It's not... I mean, I love Lapty Neck. I love the original version. Duh, that's default, right? But... And it's not even a change that really changes... the actions of any characters or anything like that, or the tone of a scene, really. It's a change that is just unnecessarily dumb, and it to me it doesn't fit the vibe of or the tone of what's going on or Jabba's palace. It's just like out of left field. You have a bunch of CGI mid-90s CGI characters running around and dancing and singing, and it's so goofy and dumb, and every time I watch it I cringe, and it's so long and over the top. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not my, like, I don't know if it's my least favorite, but it's my least favorite in terms of just like why and the goofiness of it, you know. Yeah. It's just, it makes me cringe thinking about it. But yeah, Greedo shooting at all. Greedo shooting at all is... I will never forget the first time that I saw that and how weird it looked. How weird it... Because nobody knew that was coming. We all sat down in the movie theater to watch the special editions in 1997. We sat down... We were super excited because the trailer that was released online didn't show that kind of stuff. It showed like new X-Wing shots and shit like that, right? So we were excited, you know, not knowing that eventually we would never be able to see the originals in a modern format, but we were excited to kind of witness I don't know, a new look of Star Wars, maybe. Maybe it would be, I personally thought it would just be subtle things like new X-Wing shots of them banking on to the Death Star and stuff like that. But no. Then you sit down and you see that and you're like, what the hell? Is my memory faulty? What is going on here? Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. And the whole Han shot first thing, you know, people nowadays might roll their eyes like, are you still talking about that? Well, it goes deeper than just like the actions of characters in a movie. To me, what Han shot first means is not necessarily internally in the movie. It's externally outside of the movies, meaning Han shot first in terms of the two versions of the film. Greedo never fired. Han shot first in the original version. Does that make sense? Like, I look at it from an outside of the film's perspective. It's funny to me because I've had people who really don't know that there's a difference between the originals and the special editions, and all the subsequent releases have kind of shifted and changed that scene slightly. If you can watch some of my older videos, I compare all the versions and you can see they tinkered with frames and stuff like that. But through every release of the film. But so I've had people tell me what are you talking about? You can watch it and you can see that Greedo fires, and I have to explain like, no, Han shot first in terms of like, this is not the original version. So Han shot first in the original version in the world, like in the world's timeline from 1977 and 1997. He shot first. So that's what I mean when I say Han shot first. It's not, you know, yeah, obviously Greedo shoots first in the new versions, and if that's all you know, you're going to be like, what the hell is this guy talking about? You can clearly see that Greedo shoots first, but if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know that from 1977 to 1997, Greedo never even fired his blaster, then you might be like, what? This is so stupid, you know? But, yeah. Anyway, Darth, I appreciate that, man. And Oscar Rodriguez, thank you for coming in with the final super chat and channel support. Oscar says, in my Attack of the Clones special edition, Radiohead's Creep plays over Anakin. I like that. Somebody needs to make a cut of that and release it on YouTube. I wonder if that's already been done. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. Just Anakin looking left and right. Long hair. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I like it. Somebody needs to make that. Anyway. Cheers, Oscar. I appreciate that. After this stream, I'm going to listen to the Fleetwood Mac song. And also, once again, as a reminder, I'm going to link it in the chat. I interviewed Harmy a couple years ago. Some of you guys may have never even heard it. The first part of the conversation is on my channel. I just linked it. If you don't want to click that link, just Google like HelloGreedo Harmy interview or something like that. It'll pop up on YouTube. And the second part of the conversation is on his YouTube channel. It's about 2 hours long, and it's a good chat. It's a good chat. I haven't listened to it in a long time. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. So this was fun, man. I don't know when I'm gonna stream next. It might be tomorrow, but we shall see. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel through super chats, thank you so much. To everybody who just hung out in the chat, I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the mall. The year is 1995. We're going to go to a KB Toys. I don't know. What are we picking up? Some Ninja Turtle toys? Some G.I. Joes? I don't know. Maybe some Hot Wheels? Oh, we didn't get anything. I'm sad. All right, later, guys. Oh, boy. Celador join the fleet, Mr. Celador. If everybody could do me a favor and say, welcome to the fleet, Celador. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Maybe not. You have to correct me, and I will never forget it. Celador, thank you so much for coming in with the final support of this stream. Welcome to the fleet. You get a special role in the HelloGreedo Discord server. You can link your Discord account with your YouTube account, and you should get that special role should automatically be assigned to you. Dude, I appreciate the hell out of that. Welcome to the fleet, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Later. Welcome to the fleet, Celador.